Greetings, my fellow gamers. Thank you all so much for tuning in. My name is Rexx't, and welcome to this your promised update video. Now, in this video, I will be talking a bit about where I've been for the last 3 months. How come I haven't uploaded anything to YouTube? Like, what have I been doing all this time? And most importantly, I will talk about how the future for GetRex looks like. As all I can say now to begin off with is that the future for this channel looks a bit dark and grimy, and to start a video off on a negative note isn't really something that I wanted to do, but I don't want to be the person lying to my fellow gamers. That would just be wrong by me. So let's start from the beginning and talk about where I've been. Now, I've been just right here. I've been in front of my computer this whole time, playing World of Warcraft, Overwatch, Killing Floor, and other games. And then some of you might be wondering, yeah, but GetRex, then how come you didn't post any videos? Why didn't you make any recordings? Here's the thing. As of right now, YouTube for me is a hobby project. As much as I wanted to become a full-time job, I think I would have loved working with this. It currently is no more than a hobby project for me, and because of that, I can't put it any higher up on any list than how high I can place a hobby project. And for me to do recordings, as I mentioned in some of my Let's Quest episodes and some of my Watch Dogs episodes, and I think I've even mentioned it in some of my Iron Man episodes, is a bit of a tricky challenge. You see, I can only do recordings when I have the house for myself. The apartment's not a house, it's a really small apartment for myself. That's because when I first started doing my YouTubing, I did some recordings when I had people at home, and I lived together with 2.5 other people, person A, B, and C. Person C is a bit back and forth. And when I did recordings when person A and B was home, I received complaints. First of all, it was a bit bothersome for them that I spoke English with myself slash to you, my fellow gamers, over greater lengths of time, which is understandable. English is not the native language of the household, and because of that, I said that's fine. I'll not record when you guys are home. And secondly, something which I also received a complaint about was my noise level. I have this headset here is noise canceling, and when I do longer stretches of recording over time, my voice just automatically goes up, and it's kind of hard for me to realize how high my voice is in contrast to the sound in game and to the people around me. I even received a comment or two of like people saying on my videos, "Yeah, but why is your game volume so low?" And it's perfectly fine on my ears. It's just that I'm not sure if that's something wrong with my programs or stuff, but it's fine on my ear, but it gets really low in game in comparison to my voice. So I've been trying my best to adjust that accordingly, but yeah, the point of this is that I can only do recordings when I am home alone, something which is a bit of a challenge, has been a bit of a challenge recently. When I first started making my videos in November of 2015, I pretty much always had some time each day where I would be home alone and I would be able to do some recordings. As person A would go out and person B would go out, and it would be fine. I would at least get 1 week every third week that I will be able to make recordings, or I would get 2 weeks in a row with just 1 week in between where I couldn't do recordings, and that would be enabling me to have enough material to post content every day, something which I really wish that I could keep up. But as of late March slash early April of this year, that no longer became possible for me. As person A no longer had something to do in daytime, person A was home pretty much all the time. And a few times person A went out, person B had shifted around when person B was gonna go out, and that wound up with that I really didn't have any time home alone. Um, Ever since my last video in early May month and until now, I have had almost no time home alone. I've had like maybe tops a maximum of collectively 12 to 13 hours where I've been home alone. And some of you will then say, yeah, but that's enough to make a couple of videos. It is, but the thing is that most of these hours I didn't even realize I was gonna get. So I had already committed myself to doing other things. It's like I even received like a complaint from person A that I'd been focusing so much on my YouTubing recently that my social side had slowly been dying, and I realized I haven't really played a lot with my friends recently, and I don't want to like screw away the real life around me for YouTube. Although some would say that if you're gonna become a full hardcore fledged YouTuber, you're gonna spend so much time with this shit, and I'm aware of that. But then again, I'm not at that point now. Right now, YouTube is a hobby project, so I gotta treat it like a hobby project, which means that I can only do recordings whenever I am home alone, which recently has been quite a bit of a challenge. And that leads us to how the future for the channel of Rexx't looks like. And currently, it looks dark. It looks grimy. I want to be able to say that I'm gonna come with new recordings every day. We're gonna keep on playing. We're gonna keep on rocking new videos every day. Oh, Rexx't is gonna keep on pumping. But I can't. That's the thing. As much as I want to tell you that, my fellow gamers, I just can't do that. It's not possible for me at this moment to post one video every day. As August rolls around now, I might just get 2 days a week with a couple of hours where both person A and B is out of the house, and I will be able to do some recordings. And I will do my best to make sure that I pump in those hours with recordings. Should it happen that I happen to be home alone, person A might have some hobby projects to go out to, and then person B might be out doing what person B tends to do in daytime, and that might leave me with some open hours, but then again, that's nothing which is guaranteed. I just, it's an assumption at this point. But if I get free time, I will spend it as best as I can to do recordings for the channel, as I still want to keep on posting videos for you, my fellow gamers. I like creating content, I like posting and sharing content, and recently I've played some other new games, which I find entertaining enough to record and share. I've been playing a fuck ton of Overwatch, and I thought Overwatch was fucking fun to play. I've had some stupid-ass games, and I'm like, I so wish I'd gotten this in recording. But then again, that just hasn't been possible for me. Some games I will be able to record when there's other people home. Some of you may even have heard that there's been person A's been in the background in some of my Heroes of the Storm videos. But that's because in Heroes of the Storm, I don't talk consecutively for half an hour until like hours on end with myself in a constant pacing. It's a bit more small talk between me and those I'm talking to, so it's like, it sounds like I'm having a conversation. So a few games I'll be able to record when I'm not home alone. That's also why I mentioned in my previous update video that you might see a lot of Heroes of the Storm content for a couple of days, maybe weeks after that video was posted, and then it would most likely become silent. But as you may have noticed on my channel, I'm not a fan of posting the same type of video content every day in a row, unless there's like a consecutive 2-part series or multiple part series, like when I did the Demon Hunter quest chain on the Legion Alpha, and other videos with like special exceptions. So I kind of regretted saying that in my previous update video, so I still have like some Heroes of the Storm content lying from way back when that I haven't posted yet, and I will post that. It's just that I want to fill that in between other videos, as that automatically gives me a bit more content to post, and I also feel that it's better to not post the same type of content multiple days in a row. I just don't like the concept of doing that on my channel. There's a few like rules I've set to myself of things and how I want stuff to work on my channel, and one of them is to not post the same type of content multiple days in a row. So Legion is coming out soon as well, and once Legion comes out, I'm gonna have to buckle up and get a bit ready for raiding. Mythic raiding kill videos will, of course, pop out on my channel eventually, but then again, that's not enough to fill like multiple years of content. So you'll be seeing some Mythic Kill videos, but because Legion comes out, I need to level up and gear my main character here, my Hunter, and then of course I'll most likely need to level up and gear 1 or 2 alts, and I'm just simply going to be really busy once Legion comes out, and YouTubing can't take priority over my preparation for Mythic Raiding, because again, it's still just a hobby project. But I will still do my best to fill in the times I can by doing recordings. Watch Dogs 2 has even been announced, and as far as I recall, Watch Dogs 2 is going to come November this year, meaning that I suddenly have a bit of a short time if I want to complete Watch Dogs 1 before starting to play Watch Dogs 2. Now, if I'll be able to do that, I'll have to see. I can't say for sure. I'll take it when it rolls around, but it's just something I'm going to have to wing and see how it goes. In terms of other games that I've spoken about multiple times before, it's been far-fetched dreams, but I still want to make it happen. I still want to have more than just WoW and Heroes of the Storm, and potentially like the odd game every now and then in between. I want to record and share Overwatch, which is something which is easily done. Like Watch Dogs, that's like just press the recording button, record like half an hour at a time, record some matches, clip it, cut it together, and boom, you have a video. But I also want to play a couple of other games, like I mentioned previously, such as Age of Empires. I bought Dark Souls, and I really want to play and share the Dark Souls franchise with all of you, my fellow gamers. Having heard from my friends who's played all the Dark Souls games, how successful they've been, and how they all love them, I was a bit skeptical to begin with, as I didn't think Dark Souls would be my type of game, but I bought it now, and I haven't even launched the game yet, because I want to share my first time experience with you, my fellow gamers. I really like the idea of that. That's one of the things which is like the main drive for my channel is to get to record content which I can share as a first-time experience with you, my fellow gamers. Of course, a few things goes under the exception for that, like I've been playing on the Legion alphas. I know what Legion is going to be all about. In terms of Let's Quest continuing, as new expansion, Let's Quest is going to keep on, and Let's Quest is going to follow a bit of a different pacing once Legion comes out. The point of Let's Quest previously was to see how fast you could level up from level 1 to cap, and we leveled up quite fast in Let's Quest. This series was a lot faster over than I really expected it to be. But then again, once Legion launches, I don't think that Heirlooms is going to be a thing from launch on, meaning that I don't want to wait for Heirlooms to become a thing again. So Let's Quest for Legion is most likely going to follow a new pattern, which is going to do for every expansion until the day WoW comes to an end, or I come to an end, where I will level up and I will do questing. I'll be questing out all the zones in the new expansion continent. So once Legion rolls around, you'll be seeing Let's Quest where we'll go through all the quests in Stormheim, in High Mountain, in Azuna, and in this last zone that I don't even remember the name of. It's 4 leveling zones. But yeah, you get the point. You get the point. And that's that's pretty much it. There's not much more I can add to the pile. I've been here. I've been sitting here in front of my computer the whole time. I've been wanting to do recordings, but I just can't do them unless I'm home alone. Some might say, well, can't you ask them nicely to just let you do half-an-hour recordings? And as much as I want to do that, it's just that I can understand why it would be bothersome. Again, I don't think I would be particularly happy sitting right next to someone who's like talking my non-native language within my own household's walls for half an hour to multiple hours on end, and then the voice volume of this person keeps going up, and like you don't want to interrupt him, be like poke him in the shoulder and be like, hey, can you keep it down in the middle of a recording, because then again that would kind of spoil the recording. You could just cut it out, but it makes for that some moments could like potentially be lost at that. And I don't want that to be the case. So as for now, I understand and respect the people around me in terms of that YouTubing is just a hobby project for me, and I can't treat it as more than a hobby project at this very moment. So for the future of Get Rexx't, again, it looks kind of dark and grimy. I don't see any big openings anytime soon. The best I can say for now is that I believe that after Christmas, after New Year's, Person A will go back to having something to do on daytime, and that means that Person A will be gone and Person B will also be gone most of the daytimes. But by that time, I really hope, and most hopefully have gotten myself a job again, as I'm currently jobless. Or, well, I'm not jobless, I have a job. I'm suspended from job, but that's an entirely different story for itself that I might pick up some other day. But yeah, as of now, I have the possibility to do recordings myself, but not when there's people around, and that just makes for a challenge in terms of to get recordings done, basically. And that's pretty much all I have to say, and that's all I can say for now. I wish that I could say more, I wish I could fill in more, and I so wish that I could say once again, I'm going to be uploading new videos every day. We're going to go back to the old formula we had at Get Rexx't, 1 video a day, we're going to keep it pumping, but I can't promise that. I want to share more games with you, my fellow gamers, but some of them is just going to take too long time. Recording Age of Empires takes time. I mean, like, I could save mid-campaign and then go back in later on, which could work, but then there's Dark Souls, especially, where sure, it's fun to see a person wipe hours on end on the same mob, because he gets pissed off, he gets ragey, he gets frustrated, but that becomes a bit tiresome when there's, like, the 10,000 mob he wipes 10,000 time on. And editing is, of course, something I can do when I'm home alone. That's not the problem here. It's just that the amount of time I would request to do some of these recordings is a bit too long for me to be able to say with certainty that I will be able to record and share these games. And then there's also the Iron Man Challenge. With Legion's pre-patch now, rules for the Iron Man Challenge has been changed. Last I checked, Stone, I recall his name was, one of the main admins, if not the main admin, of the WoWchallenges.com webpage, had been speaking with people on the webpage about the changes of Legion. In Legion now, everyone has a preset specialization, meaning that my current paladin, who was specless, is most likely, when I log back in, to them next time, going to be standing with Retribution, Protection, or Holy Paladin spec active. No, I think it's Holy Protection, Retribution spec active. And how the new rules works for the new Iron Man challenge, I haven't really checked up yet. But it most likely means that I will be starting the Iron Man challenge anew, as I don't want to like start in the middle of where I am with um I'm losing my tongue here. With my current spec just preset. But then again, if I start the Iron Man challenge anew now, I will most likely go in and create a horde, so we don't need to see Westfall and Red Ridge and freaking Duskwood all over again. I think I'm gonna spare you guys for that one, and we're gonna just roll a horde this time, in order to have the Iron Man challenge be a bit more from the fresh side. What class I'm gonna play, I'm not sure about yet. I'm gonna have to check out what the rule says for the Iron Man challenge first, and that's something I'm gonna have to do when I have the time to record and that rolls around. In terms of Watch Dogs, I also really want to complete the game because Watch Dogs 2 is coming, and I want to play Watch Dogs 2 as I really, really, really enjoyed Watch Dogs 1. And I know that a lot of people's like successors to games, the second version of games, is never successful. And sometimes they are, sometimes they're better than the first one, and sometimes they just suck ass. But I'm gonna see when the time comes. I have seen the trailer for the Watch Dogs 2, and I think I even saw like this one little kind of gameplay video of how the new like a bit more of a parkour system works in Watch Dogs 2. And to me, it looks exciting, and I want to try it out when it comes around. But then again, that's something I'm gonna have to take when that time comes around. It's not something I can talk about and promise at this very point. But yeah, that is pretty much all I have to share, and that's the update video. I know it wasn't too long in terms of that I've been gone for 3 months. I know that some of you, my fellow gamers, might have expected an update video to be way longer with way more information. But there just isn't more information to share. I've been here. I've not been home alone. So I haven't had a possibility to record. And there is no foreseeable point in the future where I know for a fact that I will have X amounts of days a week or hours a week where there will be no one in the apartment and I'll be able to do recordings, and I can promise people a uploading schedule accordingly to that. I just can't. And it pisses me off, because I don't want to sit here and be all negative and be like, things just ain't working out. I still want to be able to say that there's just positive tidings coming. It's going to be back full on track. Get Rexx's going to kick ass. Going to be uploading 1 video a day. I want to do that, but at this point I just can't. And it's sad. It really is. And I don't feel good for sitting here talking and sharing negative stuff about my channel and how my channel is going to work out in the future. But then again, I kind of have no other option, as I don't want to be the dingus sitting there like going on like, ah, yeah, don't you worry, it's gonna be a video day. Might be some exceptions, it's gonna be a video day, and then like you might see 1 video a week. I don't want to be a lying asshole YouTuber. I want to be honest with you, my fellow gamers, because you deserve that. And in terms of talking about that, I would also like to say thank you so much, my fellow gamers, for those of you who are still subscribed to my channel, and those of you who's been paying attention to my Facebook updates. I probably should have mentioned this earlier, but if you ever wonder why there's nothing happening on my YouTube channel, then on facebook.com/getrexxed, you are most likely to find any other updates. That's like where I post update information whenever there's nothing going on YouTube. As I think like sharing information on the YouTube discussion part of the channel is a bit, I get the feeling that people doesn't exactly go there to look for updates. So facebook.com/getrexxed is where you'll most likely to find information should there happen to be no videos on my channel, where I will be keeping up to date on how things is going, how things is progressing, and when you can expect to see videos, in the overall run. I've linked my Facebook page in pretty much every video I've done, I think, and I'll keep on doing that to make sure that, you have the link to my Facebook channel. I also think the Facebook channel link is on my very own channel homepage. Might be. I don't actually remember that. But yeah, facebook.com/getrexxed if you ever wonder where I am, and if you haven't seen something on my channel for a while, because that's where I'm most likely to post updates. It means a lot to me to see that people are still subscribed to my channel and still paying attention to my video, no, not my videos, but to my Facebook updates. I don't expect people to sit around and just wait idly for a YouTuber who was so active to suddenly just freeze up and post nothing. But to see that I still have as many subscribers as I have, and that I've had people pay attention to my Facebook updates, really makes me smile. It really does. And I'm happy because of it. It gives me a little kick, a little push, a little like just keep on going. There's people out there who still waits around, who wants to see my content, and that really makes me happy. It does. And I can't really express how much I'm thankful for that. Thank you so much, my fellow gamers. It means so much to me. But that's pretty much all I got to share for now. You now know where I've been, you now know why I haven't done any recordings, and you pretty much know how the most foreseeable future for Get Rexx't looks like. There is not a lot more I can add to the pile. It's pretty much all the information I have to share, and I will again, as I've promised now, post videos as often as I can. How often that's going to be, I can't say for sure. Like, I posted this Facebook update a week ago where I said that via this week I'd be able to make this video, and it's first now, on the very Sunday, for the deadline day I said that I would make this update, that I was able to do it, because I haven't had the time home alone until now, because person B changed up things with where person B tends to go in daytime again, and I wound up with that when person B first was gone. That was at times of day when I was too sleepy to do jack shit, I had to go to sleep. It's fucked up. It's not easy, but that's just the way it's gonna have to work for me. But yes, that's gonna conclude this update video, my fellow gamers. Now, thank you all so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed this little update, despite the fact that there wasn't a lot of positive news in it. And I also still hope that you will be staying tuned for more of my videos and more of my updates as they will roll around. But then again, now I can't really come at a promise for how consistently they will be uploaded. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And until the next time, my fellow gamers, as always, have a good one.